Hello, let's go ahead and take a look at the week of January 17th through 23rd. We'll check the overall energy for the week and then we'll jump into the tarot. Remember, this is a general reading. If it resonates, you can check the extended love reading in the description box below. Emotions are running high. This is your energy for the week, the supermoon. So buckle down. Let's go ahead and see what emotions are running high about for you. Capricorn. What is going on with Capricorn this week? Tell me. Capricorn. I just had a big conversation with my astrology mentor today about Capricorns. We were talking about how they can be really hard on themselves. So they kind of keep things close to the chest emotionally. Okay, let's see what you've got going on here. Okay, so we start off with the Eight of Wands, the Nine of Swords, and the Emperor. Okay, maybe dealing with an Aries. You also have Taurus energy in here as well, Scorpio energy. Okay. So Capricorn, putting a lot of force in something. You're trying to push something, pushing it. A lot of communication going on here, but the communication is not really going in the direction that you would have it go because it's forced communication. It's pushing things too hard. It's trying too hard for something because it makes you really anxious. There's something here that is showing, making you really anxious, making you fret about it. It's been a general disturbance to your mental state. And I can see that there's I think an individual actually involved here. With the Emperor card, it does feel like a person's energy. It feels like there's an individual who is very much domineering or controlling. And if they're not actually controlling themselves, then they're the one who is controlling the narrative of this story. And I think that's kind of, you're trying to match that energy. You're trying to almost like play in the same field, in the same realm as they're playing. And it's not your natural way of being because this is not your natural energy, okay? So you are not trying to control naturally. You're not trying to control things. You want somebody to work with you. You don't want to have to force it. You don't want to feel like you're forcing somebody to do something. Please don't lay there, sweetheart. Then I can't see any of my cards. Okay, and then the next line here I have is Death, the Hierophant, and the Page of Wands. This is something that I think that comes back around and around and around. An energy that you continuously deal with. One person may be making promises or saying that they're going to behave in a certain way. They don't. You end it. You try to cut it off. And then it just appeals to you so much. Something about it appeals to you. And it's like you're ready to go on that adventure again. You're ready to see if the fire is still hot, okay? And then at this last line here, and we'll go back and clarify all this, get more information, but we have the Knight of Cups, we have the Seven of Cups, and we have the Three of Wands. There's definitely a romantic quality about this last line. There is a fantasy. So this may be an individual here that you have you may be in a relationship with them, but it feels like there's something odd about the relationship. Like it's not just a normal relationship. It does feel like they are romantic. It feels like there is a passionate connection here, but something also feels like it's not real or it's intangible to you. Like you cannot just get it where you want it to be. So you keep forcing it, right? But they're the ones who are making the rules because you're allowing them to make the rules. You're allowing them to make the call. And then we have the Three of Pentacles at the end. This may be possibly somebody that you work with, but it is also talking to me about having an exchange with them. There's something that you two both mutually get out of this relationship that is not just love. It's not just connection. There's something else at the root of this relationship. So let's go back through and clarify these cards, shall we, Shakota? Is that okay with you? Okay. Yeah. Okay, let's clarify the Eight of Wands here. Oh shit. 10 of Swords, and then the Knight of Wands and the King of Swords. Okay. There's obviously here, I mean, we have a couple of cards about endings here. And it does feel like maybe you're just coming back from an ending, possibly with this person where it felt like it was over. It always feels like it's at the brink. It's not a stable energy. This does not feel secure to me. It also feels like there's betrayal involved here. I think that you don't really trust them. You don't really feel like you can put you can bank on what they're going to be like tomorrow, And then we have the Knight of Wands and we have the King of Swords here. I think that I'm feeling your energy here as being more Knight of Wands. I'm feeling that you just keep impulsively going back to it because there's so much passion wrapped up into it. It's such an allure to you, and it's like, probably that this isn't the best idea, but you just go for it anyway. And then I have the King of Swords here. So I think this is actually their energy, is the King of Swords, because that speaks to me about strategy. That speaks to me about them thinking things through. I think they're strategizing and you're flying by the seat of your pants. And I can see that here with the Emperor too. The Emperor is in charge. The Emperor is calling the shots. Okay, you're not getting to call the shots in this situation, Capricorn, and that is something that you can get out of. You are not powerless in this, but I think that you feel emotionally powerless in this situation. But they're strategizing, and that's what I want you to think about here. Okay, let's go ahead and clarify the Nine of Swords. You make shuffling a little hard, baby. You do. Okay, we have the Knight of Swords now, the Nine of Coins, and the 10 of Cups. Ooh, they've promised a lot. There's a lot of promises here. But despite all their promises, you're still ending up alone. You still feel lonely in this. I don't know if they live with you or if they don't, or how, what this exact structure of this relationship is, but they're promising you this 10 of Cups, this happily ever after, this beautiful picture. And what do you see around you? Are they there? Okay. And then the Knight of Swords, this Knight of Swords, this is why you're anxious. It's the shit that they say. It's like, you hear that where they say, pay attention to how you feel when you're with someone. Sometimes it's not something you can put your finger on, but it's a general emotional feel. And when you leave, do you feel built up? Do you feel better about yourself? Do you feel calm? Do you feel at peace? Or do you feel fucking confused? Because this looks like the things that they are saying are just confusing you. They are frustrating you. And that is a really big red flag. So let's clarify the Emperor. How's the Emperor sitting in all this? The Two of Wands, the Sun, and the Page of Cups sitting pretty fucking pretty. You're over here with this 10 of Swords feeling like, oh, this is awful, and all anxiety. You've got all this energy. They're sitting here fucking sitting pretty. The Two of Wands, okay, there's an element of choice and planning going on. So we still see that theme of strategizing, of making decisions. So they are making the decisions, but they are making the decisions based on what makes them feel good, the Sun, okay? So it feels happy, it feels joyful, it feels nice to them. They're like, yeah, I'm in charge here. I'm getting exactly what I want. We have the Page of Cups. So we do see love here, and we see love being offered to you. But this over here doesn't look like love, does it? So it is immature, okay? It is not mature love. It is not unconditional love. It is love boiled down to like a child, like a couple in middle school or whatever, like kids when they love each other, love each other. It's very wishy-washy. It flips around. That's because it's based on what serves them at the moment. Okay, I want you to pay very, very close attention to that. That's what this love is based on, is what serves them in the moment. And then we have the Death card. We're going to clarify that. That speaks to me a lot about the transformations that this relationship undergoes. I think it undergoes a constant cycle of dying and coming back, and dying and coming back, mostly because you are so pulled in to this individual for whatever reason. Scorpio energy, death card energy, has a lot to do with our unspoken or even unknown desires, things that are buried deep, deep down. It has a lot to do about the story we tell ourselves subconsciously. There's that Eight of Wands again, and the fucking Three of Swords. Okay, and the Three of Wands. Yeah, so you guys end up having big blow-ups, okay? Too much force in conversation. This is the Eight of Wands. You have these big blow-ups. You get your heart broken. You feel like they say these things to you and they just hurt so bad. It's like a dagger through the heart, you know? Like, how could you possibly say that to me? How could you possibly think that about me or feel that way about me or treat me that way? And then we have the Three of Wands. So then we start all over again, okay? We start planning things out again. We start reaching and saying, okay, how can we fix this? It's not, no, fuck you, I don't want to fix it anymore, get out of my face. It's, no, how do I fix this? So you vacillate a lot, but it's never truly like you're just done. You're not. Okay, and then we have the Hierophant here. This is talking about the commitment, the promises that are made here. It also is talking about, it has to do with marriage. So somebody may have brought up marriage, somebody may be married. There can be a lot of different indications of promises and commitments here. So let's clarify it and see what we have. Okay, we have the Queen of Swords, the Queen of Cups, and the Chariot. Okay, so we have Cancer energy being pulled up now. It is possible, and I'm not saying this is the only interpretation of this, I'm going to give you, because it is a general reading, I'm going to give you the different ways I see this. And the one thing is that I see is having two queens, okay? Having two queens clarifying a card about commitment, this looks to me like a dual commitment committed to two different people. That is a possibility. However, I will say, if you are not aware of this with your individual, this is not you, because I don't have anything hidden here. So if this is the case, you know about it. If it is not the case, what I do believe that this is showing me is that you two have some weird commitment to one another. Like you do. You have some weird emotional commitment, some promise to each other that you're going to just keep on going here. Having the two queens here is very soft. Okay, there's a softness, there's a delicacy, there is a emotional connection with this, and also having Cancer's card here, the Chariot. It's a desire to control the emotions. It's also a desire to move forward, push forward into the future with your person. So there's a lot of feeling, no doubt about that. Let's look at the Page of Wands. Balance, there's Libra's card, which is Justice, and the Nine of Swords is coming up again, and the Six of Swords. Love, you have to find some balance. That's what this is telling you, okay? It's like you keep saying, okay, I want to go off and I want to do this and I want to see what's going to happen this time, because God, I just can't help it otherwise. And I think there's a big part of you that just wants to stop. You're tired. You don't want to feel this anymore. You don't want to be in this anymore. You don't want to deal with it anymore, because I see what it's doing to you mentally with the Nine of Swords. I see it here. And I see that you just really, really want some peace, which is the Six of Swords. You really want to move to a place of calm, of where it just doesn't feel so crazy, where you can just breathe out and just get a grip. And you want that. You want that so much. You want that balance in your life. And there's only really one way to get it, is you have to make the decision. Because the Swords cards are all about thinking. They're not really emotional. They do have emotion involved in them, but they are thinking cards. They are strategy and thought process and speech. And this is all air energy. Libra is air energy. These Swords cards are air energy. This is just, the only way out is you have to make a decision that you don't want to be in it anymore. If that's you, if you're even there. You know, if you're not there, if you don't really want to do it, I'm not telling you what you should do. I'm just telling you this is a reflection of what I'm seeing going on. So that's up to you, but I do see you wanting calmer waters. I do see you being done with this fight. I do see you wanting to just fucking take a breather. And then down at the end, I have this, God, this romance, but it's like not really real, is it? It's not really tangible. It's like you get a glimpse of it, but you know, who's holding you when you're crying? Okay. Who's holding you when you're crying about them? That's a better question. Okay. This is probably not them. There's the Emperor again. Ugh. 7 of coins and the 10 of wands. Again, showing that this is a way that they control. They use romance. They use affection to control the outcome. The 7 of coins is this is like a gamble, you know? This is a risk that you're taking. And I also think that they are taking a risk. They are playing this game because it's entertaining, okay? And I know that's not really a nice thing to say, and some people are going to be pissed off at me for saying it, but sometimes we do things, because I'm not saying they don't have any feelings for you, but I'm saying sometimes we do things because we like drama, we like excitement. And I see that here. I think there's an appeal of the excitement here. The 10 of wands, though, you're carrying the burden of it. They aren't. How is this affecting them? Is this affecting them? Think about that. Is this affecting them the way it's affecting you? And then the 7 of cups. Whoa, okay. The high priestess, you already know this, baby. You already know all this. The King of Cups and the 8 of coins. This is something that intuitively you feel. And you are stronger than this. Quite frankly. This is not your normal MO. So stop judging yourself. Let's just say that right now. Do not judge yourself for where you are at with this, because this is not in essence of who you are. This is something you're going through. This is a lesson you are learning, and it is going to be a very, very hard lesson for you. It already has been a very hard lesson for you, but this is going to, I think, make you see yourself as stronger and more emotionally mature than you ever saw yourself before. But you already know this. This is, you know what you need to do. You know, all the answers are inside of you. Okay, and then the 3 of Pentacles. Let's clarify that. Nine of Cups, the Death card, the 9 of Wands. I know it makes you feel good. Okay, I know that this is a desire. And I know that when it feels good, it feels really good. I get it. And you have a grit about you. You have a determination about you, resilience, okay? And you apply that resilience to a lot of areas of your life. And unfortunately, in this circumstance, I see you applying it to something that you keep losing and that keeps coming back. And it keeps coming back partially because your energy is receptive to it, because you put energy into it, because you are a resilient person. You do not like accepting defeat. You do not like when something goes wrong and you take it as being your fault. It's not. Stop it. It's not your fucking fault. This is somebody who is manipulating and controlling a situation. Okay, so if this resonates with you, you can check out the extended located in the description box below. Other than that, just don't hate me. I'm just reading the cards. I'll see you next week.